Swing! Hello and welcome to Good Clean Gaming. I'm your host Shalindo, and today we're going to go over some stuff in Galactic Civilizations 3. If you are reviewing this at the weekend of February 28th, 2015, there is a Steam sale going on right now. Galactic Civilizations 3 is 50% off, so if you're interested in the game, feel free to go ahead and pick that up on Steam. So I figure, kind of in honor of that sale, we're going to go through all these screens in the game and just let you see all the tooltips, every single screen, every single mouse over, everything. And, you know, for some people that's really important to whether or not they buy a game. So this video is going to be about the different factions or races in the game. You got the Terran Alliance is the first one. Inventors of the hyperdrive, youngest race on the galactic stage, committed diplomats, and they have a militaristic streak that can take many by surprise. They get as their race traits. Races have race traits and they have abilities. Right now, only one race has any abilities. That's, I believe, the Yor. I almost called them the Zor. Your Singularity, but all the other races don't have one yet. I assume probably each race or most of the races will have some kind of ability. Probably by the time release comes. Can't confirm that. Also, at the bottom left, there's a grayed out customize button. If this is anything like Galactic Civilizations 2, you'll be able to click that and basically create your own race. Take all the different traits in the game, all the different abilities that'll have different values associated with them. And similar to Crusader Kings 2, Ruler Designer, or obviously Galactic Civilizations 2, and some other games like that, you can basically build your own. Endless Legend is a good example as well of games that let you do that. So that'll be unlocked probably by release. I'm guessing they probably will let you name your homeworld leader and change your icon when you customize as well. So the human race traits, the Adventuresome gives plus 15% to ship range, so it lets your ships travel further. When you're watching my series, there's a certain point where I'm like, I want to be able to get to the enemy territory, but I can't because my ships can't fly far enough. And then I have to start researching and doing other things and building star bases to try to extend that range. Well, having longer range helps eliminate that problem. Also, fast, it gives +1 move, so that's one extra move for your ships. Likeable gives a diplomacy bonus, so makes it easier to get deals and makes them less likely, makes other races less likely to attack you, and probably gives you some advantage in the United Council, I'm guessing. Organized gives logistics. In the Let's Play, I kind of stumbled into a bug that allowed me to basically have unlimited logistics as long as I launched from the planet as a fleet. But I'm sure that'll be fixed. So logistics is going to be a big deal in this game once it comes out, because logistics is going to determine how big your fleets can be. So that can basically determine win or lose in a battle. Productive is productive. The wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Productive is plus 15% manufacturing, and it says total manufacturing. It's kind of cut off on the tooltip, but that says total manufacturing. So I want to say, even though it says modifies how quickly improvements are built on your planets, even though it says that, I want to say that you could also apply that to military. I haven't tested that, but that'd be something definitely for me to test out when I actually get to play the release version. I try not to do too much testing, optimizing and min-maxing and stuff in test versions or development versions, because if I do that, then they end up changing it, and all of a sudden all my work is meaningless. So I usually wait for release when there's less balance patches and things like that to worry about. The Dren Empire, this is kind of the offensive race if you're not familiar with the previous game. This is the one that really tends to attack, and they're very good at, obviously in the sky, and really good on the ground as well. The Dren are a profoundly evil and warlike civilization, exceedingly clever, vicious. There are few beings capable of meeting a Dren and not becoming its next meal. They're brutal, which means they have 25% increased soldiery. That means that when they land, their troops win more often. I don't think the land battles are actually in the game other than a simple calculation. So that's something that they're going to be adding in later versions. Later betas before release. Morale, -2. This makes the population like you less, which makes it harder to, I'm guessing, stop rebellions, keep people happy, and get taxes. All the typical stuff you would think, when your citizens get unhappy with you, rebellions is kind of the thing. Courageous, plus 15% planetary defense. So not only are they good at conquering other people on the ground, they're good at defending on the ground as well. Militant, military manufacturing, plus 20%. Modifies, so that increases the speed at which you produce ships. I don't think you can apply that back to ground manufacturing. And again, that's something I would need to test to see what they allow in the game, what they don't allow. Hit points, plus 20%. That makes the ships more durable. So everything is just better for war when it comes to Dringen. They're all about fighting. Yeah. Altarian Resistance. This is kind of like, to me, this is the research race, I think. Everything that they have, all these little features they have, it just screams research to me. Altarians are a deeply religious race that are kind in their interaction with others, although a bit self-righteous. For unknown reasons, they are very similar in appearance to the Terrans. So they plus 20% to the total research. I don't know what the numbers are, plus 2 clever. I'm assuming what this means is when you actually can customize, this is how many points everything is worth. So if I didn't go over that earlier. So this is a plus 2, plus 2, 1, plus 1, plus 1, minus 2. So you might get like a budget of, let's say a budget of 10 points, and then you can have so many pluses, and then if you want to have more pluses or more really good abilities, you have to throw a negative in there to balance it out. So they are plus to research, they are plus to morale, so it's easier to keep, their population is naturally more content with the ruler. Faster ships means one more move for their ships. Influence growth of 15%. The way influence works is that's how big the kind of area, the circle of influence around star bases and planets. And when you can push the enemy opponents, when you can push the enemy's influence line back with your influence, all kinds of good stuff happens. You can do all kinds of stuff. I've played Galactic Civilizations 2 where I actually went so far into influence. I was taking over other people's planets just by pushing their influence back. Not even having to take them over, land on them, conquer them, or anything. I just pushed all the influence lines back, and then all the worlds started turning to me because I was so influential. So it can be really powerful if you use it really well. This is a great race for a peaceful kind of gameplay. Logistics plus 5, that's more ships, not quite as much as the humans, and minus 20% hit points. One thing you do want to keep in mind is if you have a negative and you're going up against somebody who has a positive in that, it's not going to end well. It's typically going to be horrible for you. So an Altarian Resistance is going to be pretty weak against a Dren Empire fleet because all of his pluses go against all of their minuses. But the Dringen isn't going to be able to research as fast, or be as influential. So yeah, there's that. Iridium Corporation. These are the ultra-capitalistic civilization ruled by a number of multi-planet corporations, firm believers in the power of free markets. They specialize in economic and cultural growth. So if you're keeping track, if you're keeping score at home, you've got the kind of quote-unquote balanced faction or race, which is Terran. You have the militaristic attacking one, which is Dringen. You have the research faction, which is Altarian. You have the Iridium Corporation, which is kind of like, they're the economics. They're the economic specialist. They have increased range on their ships so they can fly further into space. They research faster, just like Altarians, but their big strength what they stand out for is the economics. Plus 20% growth income. They grow their population slower. That's minus 25% growth. Total manufacturing plus 15%, and then trade route value plus 25%. So this is economics trading. These are the guys that's they're gonna be building all kinds of trade ships, making all kinds of trade agreements with all the other races, trying to keep everybody happy with them so they can keep the money flowing in. Think Ferengi from Star Trek. That's basically what we're talking about here. The Kren are a coalition of races deeply united by a shared religion. In recent years, a secretive arm of their faith has taken control of their government, and a shadow network now spans the galaxy. So when I think of these as kind of like these sabotage, espionage type race. You got plus range. They can go farther than I think anyone else so far. Plus 1 movement, so they're faster. They grow fast on planets, so if you take over a planet, their population is going to max out a lot faster than, say, the Iridium Corporation. People don't like them as much, obviously, because they are the spy, race. Everyone knows they're the spy race, so no one likes them. Military manufacturing is reduced because they're going to be doing more espionage stuff. Sensor range +1 and trade routes +15%. I'm guessing that they're going to either tweak these traits and add more kind of espionage type stuff in it like they had in the previous game, or you're going to end up with a couple of abilities over here that allow them to do things that are very kind of spy oriented. That's my guess. I don't know. Your Singularity, I didn't actually look at these yet. Your Singularity is the first one with an ability as well. A race of sentient artificial beings, they have no need for crude means of reproduction and consumption and can instead build citizens to inhabit their worlds. They get a -2 diplomacy. Everyone hates them. They have increased sensor range, increased logistics. Total manufacturing is up as well, so they build faster. They're your typical robot race. Strategic repair +25%. So to me, if we're talking, the humans being or the Terrans being normal, you got the war race, you got the research race here, you got the economics race or trading race, you have the espionage spy race, and then to me, this is kind of like the production race. They build stuff really fast, and they're really efficient with building stuff. That's their thing. And then sentient machines, this actually allows them, it disables food, and it allows them to produce more citizens by building them. If you've played in Endless Legends, it's similar to the Dust faction, where they had to use dust instead of food in order to build more population. And then you have two here, they're coming soon. These two were in the previous game, Galactic Civilizations 2, and I forget what they do. So I'm going to wait for them to come out. I could go back to the previous game and kind of get a teaser of what those are going to be like, but it's been a while since I played Gal Civ 2. So those are the races. That's the kind of the overview of the race screen. Love to hear your feedback. Love to hear what you think, and whether or not you buy the game. Feel free to let us know. Love to hear that. And we're going to keep doing kind of informational, topical Gal Civ 3 videos like this. So if you're interested in this game, feel free to stick around. Choose whatever topic you're interested in. You don't have to watch them all. If you're interested in something in particular, watch that video, get some more flavor into it, and say, oh yeah, that sounds cool, maybe I'll buy it, or oh no, I decided against it, or I'll wait, and just check it out. So anyway, there should be a subscribe button somewhere on your screen. If I put it there by now, I may not have. If so, feel free to subscribe there or anywhere else. If you're not interested, that's fine. I hope to see you in the next video. Keep watching, and remember, keep it clean.